Oh, hey, girl. Hey. Oh, you ready? I'm coming. I'm coming.
Get
Hey. That's perfect. This is mommy's break time. Mommy's break time.
Bless you.
What?
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Say have a
Bye.
good night. Have a good night.
You too, honey. He does look like you. His smile is like you, isn't it?
Yeah, go play videos. Go on, Daddy be home soon. Yeah, bye.
Bye. Bye. I mean, that's encouraging him, me laughing at him, of course, I'm sure.
And now the dog's here.
You can take care of your business.
All right. Okay.
Hi.
Say hi. Say hi, Forest Mommy.
Hi, Forest Mommy. Hi, honey. How are you?
Yeah, that's pretty neat, huh?
So is
Yeah.
Is that heart glasses?
Those are heart glasses.
You like them? No. I love the glasses in your head.
She said, I love your glasses right there.
You like your glasses.
Yeah. All right. Now, are you good?
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. I love you.
Like you.
Mwah. All right,
I
go.
know. So, but I know the little guy broke our no woman rules. No, just kidding. Hi. Oh my God. I'm a hot mess over here too. It's all good. Two green.
He's been crazy all day. He's been screaming, like happy screams, and then crying screams.
Being a boy, being a little boy.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm gonna go give him to my daughter. Go watch.
Good
Come
luck.
on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is tonight? Niche Shivers, episode 5. Damn, we're trucking on ahead. Hey, Dangerous Rhetoric.
Carl, play Roblox with you.
You're a little stinker, aren't you?
Go on. Scar, play with them. No, go play Roblox.
I hope you made your lemonades doubles or triples.
Evening.
Yes. At least he's cute, though. You know, whatever. Little boys are gonna be little boys.
And he definitely is. My daughter was so much easier. Like you just coloring book, some paper or some crayons. She was like good to go. Him.
Gotta run him and constant, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he was being so like bratty today. I told him he wanted to play on my phone. And I'm like, no, let's go play with your bubbles outside. He's like, no, I don't want to go outside. Like,
okay. Okay. Hey, Stoner. Hey, James. Hey, Ginger Frederick. Oh.
It was really nice today too. Yesterday it was raining all day here, and then today was really nice. So I'm like, let's go outside and play with your bubbles, and we got a bunch of new bubble shit.
Oh, the cool like big ones. Hey, Joe. Sorry. Hey, Kathy, not James. Hi.
And I like
the big bubbles, like where you could do like big ones. Do you have big stuff?
He got like some of those wands, and you can make pretty big ones with those. And then he got like a bubble machine, got a bubble lawnmower.
Nice. Oh, the bubble lawnmower, those are awesome. I remember those.
Yeah. But he was just so I text my husband, I was like, you need to bring me a cigarette.
That just Just FYI, come home with some cigarettes. Mommy got needs.
Oh, and he had to go to the doctor because his back's still bothering him. And he went last week, and they gave him muscle relaxers and stuff. And then he went back today, and he said he just told me they gave him a shot, and I was like, oh, what kind of shot did they give you?
What was it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Cortisol. Probably wasn't heroin, but you never know. It could have been.
Well, that was one of my things with him going about his back. I'm worried that they're just going to want to pump him up with drugs instead of do something to fix
right. It. Try some other stuff first. Hey, Tactical in the chat. What up?
What's up, Tactical?
What was I just gonna say? Oh, damn it! About shots. I forget what I was saying, but anyways.
Did you see the lady in California who's not going to let people adopt animals if they're an NRA member or if she doesn't agree with their gun control?
Okay, lady, good for you. Like, no, what a dumb virtue signal. Okay, first of it, on top of it, you're saying like, I'm gonna give less animals homes because I don't like those people or whatever. And it's like, who the fuck cares? You fucking dumb bitch. She's probably just trying to get attention, right?
Yeah, she should worry about pop shooting dogs. They're more likely to shoot a dog.
Exactly. Literally, like that's the whole fucking thing they do.
Yeah. Sometimes I worry about my dog because she's not mean, but if you get by our property, she'll come running up to you. She just wants attention. But she's a lab, so she jumps and gets really excited. Like we're trying to get her to stay down. That's been a long process.
But it's good if they at least like bark at your property line, because then it's like, it's just a deterrent. That's fine.
Yeah. She barks at the neighbors across the street though if she doesn't recognize the people there.
You're like, sorry.
I'm like, you're not everybody's guard dog. You're our guard dog.
Nah. She's helping in the neighborhood.
Yeah, she's a sweet dog. She really is.
Good.
I told Pax, I was like, you better be prepared because my dog is not calm at all. Like the dogs pee.
Those little tiny ones?
Yeah, they're like so cute, calm, and chill. And my dog's like, she's a psycho. She's trying to get in the door right now.
Are you having a lemonade and vodka again?
Yeah, I haven't been drinking beer. I've been really good.
Good. I'm
the beer makes me, it makes me feel all bloated too. And it's summertime.
Yeah, no, that's a great drink. I keep coming down to the other house and I'm like, shit. I have to restock. I have to stock this house now too. I'm like, God damn it. But at least that stuff won't go as fast when I'm down here. But that's a lot. I'm like, it's so much easier just to be at home. But whatever, worth it. I was gonna try and stream from outside with like the forest behind me, but it was all windy earlier, and I knew you wouldn't be able to hear me. So I was like, I'll just start inside.
Yeah, I can't stream from outside because I have the turnpike in the back.
Even out here in the country, there's a 2-lane highway nearby, and like that, I was on a stream with someone a couple weeks ago, the Australians, and like they're like, "What's that noise?" And I'm like, "Oh, car that's like a mile away. I guess you can still hear it, but then like the sound travels,
You can't tell when you first go into my backyard. You can't tell that it's there, and then you look and you're like, oh.
It happens. It's what it is.
I grew up with it, so it's soothing to me to hear it. When we moved to Cleveland, it was actually quieter there because we lived on a side street, so it was really quiet. I was like, this is kind of creepy.
It's just sometimes the quiet's way creepy because then you hear more, you hear everything. Then it's almost better to not hear everything.
Yeah, I need sound at night. I have to people are like, I don't know how people can go to sleep with a TV on. But growing up, I was the youngest of 5 kids, so I was used to noises while I was sleeping. Even though it wasn't a TV, I was used to hearing everybody still doing stuff while I was going to sleep. So I'm just used to noise.
Right.
Like that dead silence freaks me out. I don't like it.
I definitely have to have at least a fan, but I can fall asleep to the TV no problem too. It's soothing. I fell asleep to it last night. Actually, I started watching the new Stranger Things. It was all spooky, but I like it.
Yeah, we canceled Netflix.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, it probably is. We're gonna wait until we get a few more like things that we want to watch, and we're gonna get it again and watch all those
I'm
things.
sure you could pirate it from somewhere else. I don't know how to do all that, but I feel like
I used to share it with somebody, but then we started paying for our own. But yeah, that's
yeah.
nice. Just borrow somebody else's. Like we
Yeah.
used to watch that show. Did you ever watch The Last Kingdom?
What's it about?
It's about this Viking Uhtred. Um, and when he's younger, he's taken from his family that was Christian, and he's raised by Danes, and then he just becomes a Dane. But it's kind of all about his journey of getting back to his kingdom, which is Bethenberg. And it's also about like him trying to find like religion because he's more of a Dane, but he respects a lot of the Christians. But it's a good show, and there's a lot of hot guys.
No, I'm down. I'm down with that.
And I like sword shit. I love shit with swords. I think swords are badass.
Yeah, to be able to like control them like that and stab people with them, that's pretty cool. I was so excited.
Heavy. Those swords were heavy.
Yeah, and it takes like your whole you have to have your whole body and core engaged to like use them and stuff. Like, it's crazy.
That's how dudes should have to fight now.
I think you could take like sword classes, not like the fencing kind, but like actual sword classes. I feel like my friend did that. Jesus Christ, my Twitter's been like acting up all day. It keeps kicking me out, making me it's glitched as fuck. That's right though. Anyways, your internet is?
Yeah, because I guess WoW switched to Breeze Line, and ever since then it's been sucky. Like if I try and run my laptop and my phone, and if my daughter gets onto her phone, and then my son signs into a TV, if we do that all at once, it gets really crazy.
Yeah,
but then it wasn't working. It was just me on my phone. Yeah. My Twitter just sucks too.
I was gonna say you were pretty you got pretty fucked up this last weekend. You were like, God damn it! I was like on Twitter. Oh, you were so like bam. I loved it. I was like, damn girl.
Yeah, my husband, he's like, Saturday when we have people over, you should like drink some water in between your lemonade. Like,
oh my god.
I was like, I wasn't trying to stay awake for long. I was just, my girlfriend was here that I never get to see, and me and her were drinking those lemonades. She was doing shots with my husband. So we were both really buzzed. And like everybody left, and it was just us and our kids just playing. So yeah, me and her were just drinking and smoking ciggies and being bad.
Like getting on Twitter and yelling at the people saying racist shit.
It's just like, I can't believe that people don't understand how stupid they sound and how racist you sound. Like when you say stuff like, "Oh, let black people have guns, and then we'll get gun control." Like one, you're trying to use black people to get what you want, and that's just fucking weird. That's like that movie. What was that movie where the dude is dating the white girl? And it ends up they're like hypnotizing black people.
Oh, Get Out or something like that?
Yeah, like it's like you're like using them to get what you want. You're just using them. And then on top of that, like you're seriously saying that everybody has such a problem with black people having guns that everybody would freak out, but black people already have guns.
Right. And they're the only people who are trying to take guns are trying to say, oh, but they'll try to take your guns. It makes no logical sense. And they're the fucking projecting their fucking racist shit.
It's so wild to me. Like and how I really think that a lot of white liberals really think that slavery ended because of the Civil War, but I think they're just like, well, people voted. And it's like, no, like there was women like Harriet Tubman who used a gun.
Yeah. Risked her life and limb helping people like sneak around. Like
Threatened to shoot slaves if they tried to turn back around because they would endanger the lives of all the other slaves that were running. Like, you think, like,
they don't think though. They don't think about that. I think
no,
like there is, yeah.
It's mass manipulation. And I think it's very, very easy to do with women because I think once you have kids, it changes you. You do get more sappy and emotional. Like I'm not. I mean, I am more like that.
No, it's
But
true.
yeah, it's very easy to manipulate a woman's feelings. Because, like, can you, like, as a parent, the thought of your little child sitting in a classroom, just trying to learn, and that happened. So, yeah, they want this really safe answer. And then, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah. And on top of it, they don't want to seem like they're not. Like if they see a bunch of other of these white lib bitches like virtue signaling, and then they don't want to feel left out, they gotta keep going. Oh, like I love how you got everything ready right behind you, the pitcher of lemonade. The booze. I love it.
We drank a whole a whole bottle of that blueberry lemonade the other day.
A-dubs calling the repeal the 19th. I feel like at this point, if women are property owners, we don't need to be repealed the 19th. But I get the fucking joke. It is true.
What's true?
The joke. Well, everyone says repeal the 19th, which is what let women vote. That's like the haha joke. They're like, aha, let's repeal the 19th Amendment, which is a funny joke. Like half the people who say it are like these like scrawny little boys who live in their parents' basement. Anyways, not everybody, but I'm like, okay, you're not allowed to make that joke if you're worse off than like a woman. But if you are, then it's fine.
I know somebody like that.
Yeah.
I know a guy that will say that. Maybe. Well, no, he's even told me he doesn't even mean it jokingly, and it's like, you've never owned your own home, and you live with two women that do own their own home.
It's like, okay. I definitely think there should be some things with like someone else has talked to me too, but like if something affects property prices or whatever, like that's who should vote, or your property taxes, that's who should vote on it, right? Like there is some logic to that because then you have a bunch of people who aren't property owners voting on, like in my thing, they're always asking for money for schools or for more money for this like recreation district project or whatever. It's like, okay, well let the people who own shit that will actually be paid. Obviously renting it, comes down to that too, but I don't know. Whatever. I don't know all the answers.
Like where I live, we have high property tax. I mean, it's pretty high. For the area. I'm sure there's a lot of people that pay a lot more than I do in other places. But yeah, and there's a lot of apartment rentals here, and it's like, but it's the property owners that end up getting all these taxes and stuff.
Yeah, and then when their landlords raise the rent a little bit, they're like, God, you assholes, even though they like voted to make the bottom line more expensive for the landlords. Yeah. And not that all landlords, there are tons of scummy ass landlords. There's a ton of greedy ass landlords, but most people aren't. Most people just like an extra house or two they have, right? And it's like, chill out, people. Stop making everything more expensive.
That's what Adam and I have talked about doing. like 5 or 10 years from now, just like
Yeah, get
buying
another one.
and just
Did you see that comment? We're not supposed to acknowledge that Alice's cleavage game is on point today. It's summer. It's hot out, you know? Gotta let them puppies out.
I do have good boobs.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the thing to do. Like, you own one house for a while, and however you fucking got it, whether it was, through family or you bought it or whatever, and then you can borrow against it and get another one. And then, like, I like that investment. Like, real estate's always seemed like a good investment. Obviously, it'll go up and down, and everything's all fucked up and fake right now. So who knows what will actually like really happen? But it's like still a place to fucking live. Like, it's still this physical place that if you need somewhere to fucking like lay your head, you got it, or give it to, or let someone else you love to lay their shit hits up and lay that. I don't know. I just always liked real estate. It made sense. Minus the bullshit.
Yeah, I never thought about it. I think that's one of the things that'll make me a better parent than my parents. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like your parents hope better for you, and then you know what I mean, circle of life. But my parents, like, they were just so 1950s, 1960s when it came to money. So they didn't really, there's a lot of things that I didn't know or understand when I was young that now I'm like,
I get it now. But it takes a couple generations of like, getting there. That's what they say. Like, it takes, I don't know, 3 generations or something like that from.
Yeah, like my mom's family was dirt poor, my dad's family was dirt poor. So and we bought my parents' house, but we only had 2 kids.
Right. Right. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, my parents lived in this house with 5 kids. I'm like,
yeah. Can you imagine that? Like, the house my mother grew up in, I'm like, how did all, like, they were all spread apart, but they were still all pretty much under the roof at one point. And I'm like, what? How the fuck? And they only had like 1 bathroom at one point for a family of 9, and then eventually they built like another one on, but it was like just a toilet. It's like how we're so spoiled,
Yeah, I can't wait for a second bathroom. I can't even wait for this bathroom to be done, or my kitchen now.
It's a fun nesting and like fixing up houses. It's like fun, Yeah,
it looked funner in the movies.
yeah, it's more fun when you don't think about the cost that you have to actually fucking pay and the delays and all the terrible things that can happen, mistakes where you have to pay more money. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I called my husband the other day. I'm like, the water's leaking through the sink and going through the basement. And he's like, wait, what? Huh? And I'm like, the water that comes from the kitchen sink is going through, going down to the basement. But it was an easy fix. Like, the faucet just needed replaced.
Okay. Yeah, that stuff's like.
But it was leaking and so bad for like a week or 2. But we didn't realize it was that bad until I went downstairs, and I'm like, oh.
God, that's a lot more than I thought. Did it like mess anything up downstairs, like the drywall, or is it all right?
No, because and we're probably not going to put up drywall down there just
because it's moist out there.
Yeah, so we're just gonna we're gonna repaint everything. I want it to look like the side that we're gonna have for like the adults. I want it to look like a dive bar.
Okay. Yeah.
With my laundry room in there.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
But it'll look cute. Cool. I mean, it's not gonna look cute. It's gonna look cool.
That's where mommy's gonna do her entertaining.
Yeah.
When it's too cold outside.
Yeah. But we have to figure out the electrical down there too, because like my brother did something to the electrical, and there's like a whole section of electrical that doesn't work in the house.
Oh, yeah, and that can be a whole fucking puzzle. Even if you know what you're doing with electrical, it can have been a whole puzzle where you put wires to and from and
electrical. Thank God with my husband's job, he knows people that do like all these different things. So he has a guy that's going to come over and look at the electrical. Like one thing I want done is our pantry. The electrical isn't working in there, and right now my deep freezer is in like the open part of the basement, and I want the deep freezer
That other
put,
spot.
yeah, put into the pantry. Yeah, this is a whole big mess.
It'll happen. It'll get there. Everything's like constant.
I'm like, I just feel like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I would be like 50 before all this shit is done.
And then you'll want to start over. Like, what do you want to do?
Right? And then I'll be like, well, I'm kind of bored with this.
That's why we're like kind of surprised because my parents have had other houses, but like, so we were kind of surprised that they like actually moved this time. We're like, they moved. And I'm like, my mom's been here for fucking, I don't know, we're going on 35 years. Like, she probably was ready to actually, like, while she's still moving enough and like with it enough, she probably did want to move somewhere new. And like, so she went from now live, and she wanted to live on a lake. So they moved to the lake, and they're like actually like living there. It's not just a vacation home, you know? And I'm like, yeah, we were surprised at first, but then I'm like, yeah, she probably got fucking bored here. Like, after 30 fucking years, there's like not much more. Like, every project there are some projects that need to be done, but they'll be big projects, and she don't want to fucking have to deal with that, you know? And like, she's just, and she can't, she's not very mobile. She can walk with like a cane and stuff right now, but like, it's out here in the fucking hilly forest with, you know, it's not like good. If you can't walk very well, there's very minimal places you can go, except just right around the house, which is nice, but I can see why. Then I like understood. I'm like, oh yeah, she probably got like fucking bored, and that's fine. Like, it's working out fine.
She might have. I think if my mom would have outlived my dad, I think she would have sold this house and just gotten like a little,
like, downsized.
like a little condo or something like that. But then I don't know. My friend's parents moved into an apartment when, like, this was like 20 years ago.
When they got like old.
Yeah, my mom was like, I don't think I can handle living so close to people, you know? Not that we're that far from people here, but
It's an adjustment though.
yeah, you know, and then my friend's parents ended up buying this nice house out in this kind of small town out here, and they had like a little pond and stuff out there, and then they built an addition. And I'm like, you guys went from I want to downsize to let's buy this house and put on an addition. Let's have a lake. And
did they have a bunch of grandkids, or did they like?
No, they had 2 kids, and they didn't have any grandkids yet. But I had fun over there.
Hell yeah! What's always like, if you can't live out there, you gotta have some friends out there, right? Where you can like go visit and
yeah, and you could like we would go swimming in the pond, and it like I don't like swimming in water where I can't see the bottom or the edge. Like, I'm really weird. Like, I'll go to a water park all day, but other
natural water's like ew.
Yeah, I'll swim in it though. And I like definitely like hanging out by it. But he had this like big like inner tube boat thing, and we would just go out into the middle, and I was okay there, but yeah. Because if you try and walk in, there's like mud.
Yeah, it's grody. It has to be just right on a lake and stuff. If it's like gotta be sandy and you can't like fall into it. Ooh, it's a huge ass magpie out there. I'm just like, sorry, I'm in like an enchanted forest right now. I wish I could show you. But
my daughter once just told me, she's like, can we like just travel Ohio next year? And I was like, what? She's like, for vacation, can we just like go to all these different places in Ohio where we can go like hiking and canoeing and stuff? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Price is much cheaper on that, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, that would be fun and adventurous. I haven't done that in a long time. Just traveling well, it would just be Ohio, but I've traveled the country and like been at like different hotels every night, and it's exciting and fun.
That is fun.
Yeah, and you wake up and you're like, what state am I in?
It is so fun. I need to do that in Colorado too. I've been here all my fucking life, and there's so many places I've never fucking been, and it's like just need to do it. And it's so much. I mean, although the only problem is it's so crowded out here now. Like anywhere you try to go, it's like booked and expensive. Like there used to be a lot of places you used to go to, like the hot springs and stuff like that. That like it wasn't too crowded, right? It was like. And then over the last 10 years, when the population's been booming, it's just been everywhere you go. It's just like crowded. But that's just me being a brat too. Cause then I'm like, fuck it. I could just, stay at the house. It's like a vacation enough. I got my friend the other day. I'm like, we can go down to the other houses and get away if we want. Like, that's all. It's like just have a girls getaway. And it's not even far, but it just feels good, get away.
Yeah. I haven't been to Colorado in like 15 years.
Well, you got to come back then. A lot of it's changed, but that's mostly like the city and the sprawling around the city kind of stuff. That's all changed, but
yeah. And the last time I was there, I was with Adam, and he was fine just like driving through stuff and looking at it. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. And me, like I like to like get out and like just be like, like I have a picture of me when it was me and my friend, and we did the 3-week vacation, and we were in Colorado, and it was September, and it was like warm, and then we got to the mountains, and there was all the snow. So there's a picture of me in my sandals, like a sweatshirt on, standing in the snow, and I'm like, it was like one of the best moments of my life. I was so happy. I was like, this is so great. But I never
cool.
that was my first time being away from my parents like that. Like I was always with my parents. It was like my first time being away from my family like that. And I just like never thought I would do something like that. So I was like, look at me.
And like at a high in the mountains, like like just free.
And it's so beautiful out there, like all the mountains. And then like we went to Utah, and that was just breathtaking. Like some of the sunsets and the canyons and stuff that you see out there. And there was definitely we ran into some of the weird religious people, but then we went to like this like family owned farmland marketplace, and oh my god, it was like the cutest little thing I've ever seen in my life. I thought I was like on the Waltons or some shit, or like it was like the cutest place ever.
That was in Colorado?
No, this place was in Utah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Colorado, I'm trying to remember. Like, I know we stayed there, and I'm trying to remember where we stayed when we were there.
That's a big place.
Like, yeah, and like we went to Denver when we were there. Denver was really cute when we were there. I was like, man, this is so nice compared to Cleveland.
It was, and it's been like, I mean, everyone called it a cow town for a reason, right? And then it's been growing a lot. It got a lot safer from like way back then, and then it got safer, and then it started growing, and now it's not safe again. I mean, it's fine, but it's like everywhere, all the crime is going up everywhere and whatnot, which is like silly. I'm like, they gentrified the whole fucking like downtown area, and everywhere around the downtown area is all like fucking white hipsters now, and they built everything up, and it's like, how is this so unsafe? But I guess more people, more problems kind of thing. So
yeah, that's how I feel about my town. Like they keep building and building. Get out of here. Charlotte, get your brother.
He came in from the other side.
No, you knock stuff over when you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, everywhere. I bet I'm like everywhere is growing. Everywhere is fucking boom. Or excuse me, everywhere is booming. Which my language.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Oh, that's true. That's true.
Now, if I said it, I would get yelled at. He would be like, "Mommy, don't say that word." Especially Adam. Adam gets in trouble all the time.
Well, that's good. They keep you on your toes.
All right, go tell Scar to get you some ice cream.
Yeah. Yep, that worked.
We got, you know what we did? So we had like a little birthday party for him the other day. That's like why my friend was here. And Adam went and got this big tub of cookies and cream ice cream. It's his favorite. And we got him like this little cookies and cream cake. And we forgot about the ice cream. And the next day, Adam's like, we have this huge pail of ice cream now.
Do you still have it, or have you guys been digging into it now?
We've been digging. I put one of them big pails and like.
Cookies and cream is like superior. Why is cookies and cream so superior? Is it just because it's Oreo type, like cookie?
You know what I've been dying for is a twist cone.
Ooh.
I love a good twist cone. And we have this shake shop up the street from us, and their soft serve ice cream is the best. It's like
so good.
It's got this creaminess to it. Oh. And they have real food there too. Well, not real food,
but like fried diner or the food you would get at like a place like that.
It's that like crap food that you love.
Oh yeah, it's all fried and delicious.
Oh, I love it. So I'm hoping to take the kids there because it's up the street from our house and it's a kind of a decent walk. But I've been trying to work out and get back into shape from like if I'm going to eat ice cream, I'm going to make myself work for it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good idea. I know it's a lot hotter and more humid there, but
yeah, that's why I said the humidity here does suck, but it's still hot. Like when I went to Vegas, I think it was like 85 degrees and my sister came home and we were swimming, but we were swimming all day and I was sitting there. She's like, oh my God, aren't you cold? And I was like, no, fucking dying. Like bullshit dry heat. Like
it's hot. It gets hot in Vegas. I've been there when it was like 116 and it's all concrete and blacktop. So it's just like, ugh. That's why you stay inside all the whole time, basically, or at the pool. But
yeah, and you're in one of those casinos and then you come out and you're like,
it's a dry heat. That's why Colorado's nice because it's like a good mix of like it's deserty, but it's not. There's still some moisture, but it is dry as fuck. I mean, it's dry as fuck here. That's for damn sure, but not like a desert dry. Just on the way there.
That place almost killed me. Scarlett, get him some of that ice cream. Thank you, daughter.
I am, mother. Oh, love it.
Her hair was a hit.
She's working on it. Oh, because you cut all that hair off, huh?
Yeah, nobody could believe it. Yeah.
Has she been growing it the whole time and she never wanted to cut it, kind of thing?
No, she's been wanting to cut it and she wanted to donate it to kids with cancer. And then the other day I was brushing through her hair and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sick of brushing through your hair. I'm like, I just want to cut it off. She's like, just do it. And I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, just do it, Mom. So I measured it to make sure we had enough to donate it. And I put all the ponytails in. And yeah, that first one, I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, just do it. So I'm like,
that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. But you know what? I cut them all. And as soon as she turned around, I was like, oh, she looked awesome.
You could tell it was still long enough. You didn't like screw it, like go too short.
Yeah. And her hair's so thick and full. And yeah. She looks so cute.
When my niece just did that too, where she cut a bunch off for Locks of Love or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I did that once too. So, and I was looking at her hair. I'm like, damn, her hair looks so cute. Maybe I'll cut mine off. And then I was like, no.
No.
Not him.
Kind of a good idea in theory, but no.
Yeah, I've had short hair a few times, but most of the time it's long. What? She's chewing on one of these logs from Grayson's thing. She ate that rawhide or whatever that thing was with stuff in it that your dad got her. She chewed that right up. Yeah. Nothing lasts with Savannah.
She goes through it.
Yeah, that's not even yours to be eating.
Ew. Dogs.
I love my dog. I love my dog. I would kill somebody for my dog. But whew, cats are easier.
Yeah, well, you got a big dog, a big active breed dog. It's gonna happen. Like, yeah, I haven't had a big. What I want to get big dogs again when I'm down here more permanently because I'm like, I want a big dog again. Because Tanner, I love my little dog too, but like, he goes walking outside on the pine needles and stuff, and he's like, ooh, like he's like won't even go very far, and he's like, ow. And I'm like, we walk at home, your paws are fine. Like when he's like, eh. Like I want a dog that enjoys where I can run because there's all the space. Like so, but then it is so big dogs are just so much more work. Like just,
yeah, she's a lot of work. My cats are so easy, man. Like I don't know what to do with her. I don't know who we can get to watch her when we go out of town again. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because I went bad with mom.
Yeah.
Or not bad. You just didn't let her out. Could she just let her out a lot? Like, could you say, hey, you can let her out a little bit more?
Yeah, Adam told her to let her out. She's like, no. And it's like, yeah.
That's why you have a fenced-in yard for, so the dog can go out there.
Yeah, like, and she's used to running around, even in the wintertime. Like, I wouldn't go outside with her as much in the wintertime, but I would let her out the front door and she'd run around like crazy and run around in the snow. Hi, you are a happy dog. Can I have that?
Yeah, that is loud. What is it? Is it food or is it plastic?
This was my kid's toy.
Oh.
It's not yours, honey. It's not yours. No, it's not.
They just need how old is she again?
She just turned a year in the end of April, I think it was. We got her a year ago this past week.
Yeah, she's a baby. I mean, that's young. My old big dog, he didn't chill out until he was like 6. He would knock you if you were like running around the house and he saw you, like he'd go around the other way and he'd knock you over just by like barely hitting you, but he was like all this muscle and he would just like and like hit your leg and you just go flying and it's like, why? And then finally, like he was still active, but he just like chill the fuck out, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's what people tell me. One of my friends was like, oh my God, I had a chocolate lab and I loved her to death. She was like, she was like 8 or 9 when I started to love her, but man, did I love her.
Oh, precious.
My God does not make me feel better at all.
Too funny.
No,
I brought food down. I brought tuna down here. I was so excited to eat tuna. And I get down, I'm like, Mom, did you leave a fucking can opener? And she's like, I don't know. Imagine I have a can opener you leave. That's like a basic thing, you know? So I'm not getting my tuna. Kind of pissed. I'm going to have eggs and crackers. That's my dinner later on.
I like tuna. My husband doesn't like it. But
I love tuna. Like, I love it on sandwiches. I love it on crackers. I love it on salad. Like, I just fucking love it.
Yeah, my mom used to make like tuna salad. We would have tuna fish sandwiches, and we'd have tuna casserole.
Oh, tuna casserole sounds so good right now.
I found a tuna casserole that sounds like one of the ones my mom used to make, and I'm like, oh, I gotta make this.
Okay. You haven't tried it? You didn't try the recipe yet?
No, I just found it like a day or two ago, but I'm gonna try it.
Do it. I know, isn't that fun when you get stuff that like, because all our moms, especially we had the boomer age moms, they were all in like a similar vibe back then, right? Like now, like you have so many more different kinds of moms, but like back then it was a lot. They were all different, obviously, but there were some things that were pretty uniform. And that was like tuna casserole, you know, or like goulash, which is like everyone makes it a little different. Chili, every mom made it a little different, like. You know.
Yeah, the like macaroni and the beef and the
and potato salad, like. But then when you have one that's like when you grew up, it's just so good.
My granny made the best potato salad.
Really good.
Everybody would try and make it like her, and
They have this like my mom told like they have this just like touch. I try to make it exactly like her, and there's like, nope, no fucking way. It doesn't taste anything like it. Like,
No. My cousins tried, my sister tried. I was like, no. But then sometimes, like, some of them would purposely do something different, and I'm like, you purposely did something that she never did, and then you wonder why people don't like it as much. It's like the smallest thing. Like, my one cousin tried to take, like, hard-boiled eggs, and she sliced them and put them on the top, and I'm like, yeah, it's not like
Did your granny put hard boiled eggs in it?
Yeah, but it was like in it, and she tried to like make it all pretty and layer it at the top and put the paprika on there, and I'm just like,
you're like, nice try, dumbass.
and then the sausage, like I don't even know where she got. I mean, she probably went to like a butcher place or something where she got that sausage, but it was so good. And I remember when I was a kid, I would eat it all the time, knowing that when I got home, I would have to go to the bathroom so bad. Like my stomach would be such a wreck every time, but man, did I love going to Granny's for that sausage.
What kind of sausage was it? Like
it was like Polish sausage.
Okay, like a kielbasa kind of thing.
Yeah, like probably 5 pounds of grease.
Yeah. They're so, but then they made it so good. However they fucking cooked it up, it was just always so good.
It was so good. I miss it. Like, and I don't like it anymore, but okay, this is weird. I have a question. When you think of pigs in the blanket, what do you think of?
Like little pigs with croissant around, or little weenies with croissant on it, or like some sort of bread on it.
Yeah, so when I was growing up, pigs, like, from my family, pigs in the blanket was stuffed cabbage. Like, so, yeah, like, I went to my friend's house one time, and their mom offered us pigs in the blanket, and I was like, who just whips up pigs in the blanket like that?
Idiot, that's not pigs in the blanket. What's wrong with your mom?
But yeah, my grandma would make pigs in the blanket. I don't even like cabbage, but oh my god, I loved her pigs in the blanket.
Just like where it was cabbage and like a pocket of bread kind of stuff.
Well, it's like cabbage, and it's like there's like meat or whatever, like, and stuff in there. Wrapping cabbage, and it's amazing.
That's so good. I know I didn't get to see grow up much with my grandma, but the very few times I did go back and see her, she made this French toast, and I was always like, why is it so fucking good? Like, it was so just regular French toast on regular white sandwich bread, but it just was like the best thing.
Bread too?
Yeah, but I figured out it was because she used bacon grease. She like basically deep fried that shit in bacon grease, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I was like, okay, because my mom would just put butter in the pan and then make it that way,
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, now I make it with bacon grease, not as much, but I'm like, it was so, it tastes so good.
So good. Granny's and I had an aunt that made really good food. Like, she made peach oatmeal. Peach oatmeal from scratch, and it was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. So once in a while, I'll get like the Quaker's peach oatmeal, and I always get mad because very rarely can I find just a box of peach oatmeal. Not the same as my aunt, but it's still pretty good, and it kind of takes me back. Yeah, kind of takes me back to there. But we were at Walmart the other day, and I found a box of just peach oatmeal. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my god, Adam, look!
Did she put like real peaches in?
Yeah, and I guess like, she would like cut out the peaches real small, and I think she would kind of maybe boil them or steam them a little bit so they would soften really good in there. And I know she put a little bit of brown sugar in them. But yeah, she was dying of cancer when I realized I probably should have asked for that.
You're like, what? Should have had her. Now, that's why, like, now, and knowing that shit, okay, can I tell a story that kind of like piggybacks off of that?
Yeah.
so there was this family that for some reason the son got really into video cameraing and stuff. So they had this grandma, and I think that was somewhere around New York or something. She lived in this simple home. Well, eventually she died, right? She's a grandma. But for like 10 years prior to that, they would interview her like on certain days every year for that whole time. So they had all these stories and like recipes and all that. Like that's smart. I know, that's what I'm telling my parents. I'm like, we need to start doing that now it's actually it's either on Amazon or it's somewhere on Amazon, I think. I think it's free if you have Prime, but it was like the address, but it was like so beautiful because this grandma used to be a seamstress, and she had the most beautiful dresses, and they were like, oh, and they made it was very artistically done, and like it looked all beautiful, and they mixed it with like her interviews and then like some art stuff and then their interviews, and like it was a documentary but made very beautiful. And it's like, how beautiful, especially that person got to make this documentary. Yeah. Like what an honor to her, and it was just so beautiful. And I'm like, that's what you have to, and a lot of people do that where they'll like record, at least record and stuff before people pass away. But recipes is very important. That made me think like that's because I've missed out on some too. One grandma made the best fucking beef barley soup. She was a great aunt. The best beef barley soup I ever had in my life, and I've never had.
Are you double-fisted right now?
Yeah, pretty much. It's empty now. Now I'm getting this one. I was trying to think earlier if I could open the can of tuna with like this and just go around the whole edge, but that's too much work.
Isn't there a way to do it with those? I don't know.
At least if you have the pointy one, I feel like I could just do that, but then it's like, it's still like, I'd probably cut myself or some shit. I don't know, better not. No, that's true. So I didn't watch it. Like, it's got to start like filming them. And especially losing your parents like earlier in life than most people do. Like, you probably think about that now. Like, just shit you could have asked them. I don't know. Did you record stuff with your dad or anything?
So not too much. I don't really have a lot of pictures of me and my parents together, especially my dad. My dad didn't like pictures taken after he got sick.
Right. Yeah. So it's like
seen that way. So, and I don't really like to see him that way. Weird thing, I actually never really dreamed when I would dream of my dad, he wasn't in a wheelchair. Even though he was in a wheelchair most of my life. And it wasn't until like I was like much, much older. And I remember clear as day having a dream of him being in a wheelchair. And I said to my husband, I was like, oh my God, I had a dream of dad and he was in a wheelchair. My husband's like, he's done that for a while. So, like, I don't know. Part of me wishes I had those things, but like wedding video, I can't even really watch. It's hard for me to like see my mom.
Yeah, because that's got to be crazy. Just how people are there and then they're not.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think like a lot of people, they think like grief, like everybody has a certain way, and there's a healthy way and there's a not healthy way. I just think as long as you're dealing with it and whatever, everybody has different ways. But yeah, like I don't like, I'll talk about my parents on a very surface level. I don't like get very deep into like how because most people, they can't handle it. To tell you the truth. I think it makes a lot of people really, really, really uncomfortable I think people would just want to know that you're okay, and I am okay. Like, yeah, like they were my best fucking friends. They were my mom and my dad, and they were wonderful people. And yeah, I cry all the time, and I miss them all the time. And
well, it makes you think of your own life and death, and with your kids too. Like, it just makes you think about all that stuff, right? Like,
yeah, it opens up. Like, my grandmother only died a year and a half before my mom did. Like, my grandmother lived to be 99. And
your mom always had her mom, basically.
Yeah. And after my mom died, I was really pissed. Like, I would be like, she complained about her mom dying, and like I have to live so many years without my mom. Like I've already lived longer without my mom than my mom lived without her mom.
Oh, that's
I've
crazy.
already lived longer than that. But yeah, after my grandma died, my mom said she was like, "Man, it's kind of scary because now it's like, well, I'm next." And I was like, "Don't say that." Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's but when my grandmother died, like a month before that, my cat died. He was like the best cat. And I was
Oh.
devastated. And it was my cat that just recently passed away. Like they kind of grew up together. They weren't blood brothers, but you know,
You
um,
had them at the same time from when these memories are kind of,
yeah.
yeah.
So my mom's like, God, Alice, you're so upset over a cat. What are you gonna do when I die? And I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna jump off. And I was like, don't say that. And she was like, no, you won't. She was like, you'll be fine. You'll be happy, and you'll move on. She's like, that's what you're going to do. So how crazy is that she was able to say that stuff to me? Like,
Yeah.
really not that long before she died, but the my cat died, and then like 2 weeks later, or no, a week later, Adam called me. He's like, honey, your brother's on his way to get you. Your grandmother's in the hospital and she's
Oh
died. And I was
no.
like, what? And then after that, it was just person after person in our life dying. We were at my grandmother's funeral, and a friend of our family, my sister's father-in-law, that we were all really close to, collapsed. He was getting ready to go to my grandmother's funeral, and he collapsed, went to the hospital, and then he died.
Oh my
And then,
God.
yeah, and then people just kept dying. It was like the worst years ever. And
Jesus.
we were at my aunt's funeral that I was really close to, and I spoke at her funeral. And my mom was having this coughing fit, and I looked at my mom. I said, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do when she dies?" And fucking 4 months later, she died.
Good Lord. Got
Yep.
hit with it.
And then at my mom's funeral, they got a phone call that my cousin's husband flatlined, and then like 2 weeks later, he died.
Jesus
I was
Christ. What the hell? They
Yeah, but
went
everybody be happy to know I rarely go to funerals anymore now.
right. Got it all done early on, I guess. Uh,
My mother-in-law was like, "Well, that's what happens when you get old. You go to more funerals." And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm 37 and I've been to more funerals in a year than you've been to in your whole life." Give me that's when it happens when you get old.
yeah. I gotta pee. I gotta be right back. Sorry. I don't know if you need a break too. I'm just
I
like,
should probably pee. I was just gonna sit there and keep drinking, but I should pee.
let's pee. Pee break, everyone.
Hey,
Be right back.
what are you doing? Excuse me? Oh my God, I didn't see the dog there. Come on, Grayson. Right.
All right. Shooting the poop. Everyone go follow Terribly Tactical and Shooting the Poop podcast. Make sure to follow Tactical so you see him on Sunday nights with Scales and little baby Charlotte, who's probably a little more than baby 7-pound Charlotte. Now she's probably like a little bigger, hopefully. Woof! Woof! Much better now. what happens when you're double fisting. No, I'm just kidding. I hadn't peeped since for a
Lemonade.
while earlier.
Well, I pee a lot anyways because my son broke my bladder. Yeah, go get your Clifford book. Go read a book. Ow! Ow!
Is it doing stepping on you?
Have you ever seen that Bill Murray thing about stay-at-home moms?
Yeah, it's like, because oh god, that's probably when the first time I realized him, because he was like, oh, I was watching Oprah, and she was like, being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest job in the world, or something. He's like, yeah, fuck the guys in the coal mine with Iron Mom. You're bending over at the waist, pushing the DVD in your pajamas. Like,
yeah, like, oh my god, it's so fun. Like, I get it. Like, it's not easy being a parent, mom or dad.
And everything, our hardest experiences and our hardest days and our hardest moments is what's hard. Like, it's what's hard to us. We don't know.
I thought you were eating ice cream.
Look at this cute little tiny, look how tiny this little thing is I found. It's so cute. I don't even know where it came from. You get so little. Sorry, I like little shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you just need to say that way.
He's like, you're living the dream. You're in your pajamas, don't know. I love how he says it.
Well, I laughed because like I laughed so hard at that when I saw it, but then I'm like, I don't know. Living with my son's kind of dangerous.
There's a little bit of truth to everything, right? Like,
I broke my toe with him.
Oh damn.
He was trying to like, we have like a sectional, and where we were at the time, it was just in the corner of the wall, and he crawled up there. He was like, maybe he wasn't even a year and a half old, and I went to run and stop him, and I hit my toe on top, and I broke it.
On your way saving him.
Yeah, trying to save him, and then you know what that kid did? A few weeks later, he was at a friend's house, and he jumped off the couch, and he broke his collarbone.
Oh, damn.
So, see, I shouldn't have even saved him. I should have just let him break it then.
Yeah, instead, you had to break your toe.
Oh, so you know what I wanted to ask you about? Did you message or email Maz Therese when he?
Oh yeah, I did. I did email him. I haven't heard back yet, but I said check your, because I've sent an email, because it's my, if anyone else ever email me, it's forestmommy1984 @gmail. So it's not my regular account, but I've sent stuff from there to my regular email, and it's gone to spam. So I was like, check your spam box, but I didn't hear back yet. But I did. Now I have his email, so I'll just keep bugging him till he says yes.
Keep messaging him, because I thought like that would be awesome, and I think him and Hex could have a really good conversation.
Oh, speaking of the devil, literally right when you said Hex, his comment popped up for me, which everything's delayed and shit. How fucking crazy is that? That's fucking crazy.
Good job, Hex.
Hi, Hex. Yeah, he hasn't messaged me back yet, but I'll keep trying.
Dude, you're moving stuff. That's not the book I wanted you to read.
No, it would be fun. It would be fun to get Maj, just get more. I mean, everyone probably who watches me knows Maj and stuff, but like, or knows the program. But yeah, just I need more places you can get his words out. And I mean, you know, what I know Hex really looks up to him too, and would love to talk to him. So
he's one of the few people that I've been following for quite a few years that I still like.
Yeah, they didn't turn into an asshole.
Oh, God. Stupid dog.
What'd she do?
I swear it's like I think everything's off the floor, and then she manages to find like one little thing.
That's
my kid, my son loves PJ Masks, and like everybody gets him like the little figurines all the time. Vienna
Oh,
thinks this
oh,
too.
Hex, that's not till the 23rd. FYI, Monica. Oh, yeah, everyone watching Monica Perez is coming, but it's on the 23rd. The stream on Thursday, the 23rd. Monica will be
Yeah,
joining
you have to send me a link to some of her
Okay.
videos or her.
Yeah, and you should follow her on Twitter too.
What is she on Twitter?
I think
What
it's
is
just
she?
Monica Perez.
What?
I'll send it
I
to
need
you.
to change. I need to find like a better handle. I never expected to really talk to that many people on Twitter. So if I would have known, I would have never just used my regular name.
They're like,
But like I didn't know. When I first got a Twitter, I didn't know. I just set it up the way I set up my Facebook. Like that's my name.
right, normal. Yeah, but you can be like, you can be anything you want on Twitter. Like you can have a fake name like Force Mummy on Twitter.
I was like mad because I wanted no. I wanted it. I was like I wanted it to just be like Alice 911 because that's my birth date and it was actually already taken.
Oh, that's crazy.
I was like, but it's my birthday. You know what's funny? When 9/11 happened and my mom and I were sitting there talking about it, I'm like, this sucks, like, that this happened on my birthday, like, it's always going to be, like, this cloud, and, like, I love my birthday, like, I'm like, you should be grateful for life, be grateful for your birth, and blah, 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 and I'm like, now I feel like this cloud is going to be hanging over it. My mom and dad were like, the first thing that 9/11 will always be to me is your birthday, you know, and my mom was like, but, you know, it is kind of funny that your birthday is actually 9/11. She's like, I never thought about that. She's like, it actually really suits you.
Alice 911. What's that one song? Song with 911 in it. That is you.
Yeah. And I was like really weird about my birthday for a while, and then I started to feel better about it like a few years after it happened, and somebody yelled at me for celebrating my birthday, and I was like,
God damn it.
thanks, asshole.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. He did, like, I got, like, right in the middle of my work, this guy yelled at me and told me that I was being disrespectful to the dead and their families.
But you're alive. It's a birthday, which is about life. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, with this really nice gay guy that always came in, he brought me a thing of flowers, and he was like, no girl as pretty as you should be sad on their birthday. I was like, aww. And you knew it was genuine because he was gay, you know, like he really just was like, oh, I was like, oh my god, it's like the sweetest thing. So yeah, like we don't acknowledge 9/11 in our home. Like my daughter knows about it. My son's still too young. Like my daughter knows about it, but we don't like watch anything about it. We don't talk about it on the actual day. It's
right.
just not.
They can learn about it as a historical event, kind of eventually.
Yeah, they don't need to learn about it on that day. My mom, she was born 2 days before Pearl Harbor, so people call her Pearl Harbor baby.
That's very kind.
My grandmother named her after the Virgin Mary. That fucking backfired. He was nothing like that. Not that my mom was a hoe. Not saying that.
Right. The whole idea of her being a pure Virgin Mary-ish type of girl, that wasn't true.
No, she like dated a mobster before she got engaged to my dad.
You gotta get that shit out of your system sometimes.
She was married up.
Well, you know.
She was a bad girl. She would like date the greasers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they would make jokes like, I guess like they shouldn't be too shocked at the way I was because in my mom's day she was bad. You know, like she used to.
She liked the bad boys. She liked the bad boys.
When she died, we found like her high school like yearbooks and like pictures and stuff. And one guy said to her, "You're the best kiss her ever. You have the softest lips I've ever felt. I was like, oh my God.
What year was that? Like the 40s or 50s? 50s probably? 60s?
50s, because my mom was born in 1941. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, like 1958, 59, maybe 19. No. Yeah, like probably 1958 or something. Like,
Love it.
wild, Mary. Yeah, she was like, I used to hang out my window upstairs and smoke cigarettes, and we would just drink liquor. Like,
Should be bad.
she's a bad girl, that Mary. But my daddy, he was a good boy most of the time.
Yeah, he kind of like reined her in a little bit. She got it all of her system, was ready to settle down.
Yeah, she kind of straightened him out though too, in a way. See, that's not how it works. So you know how you do the kids, like you do their height or whatever.
Yeah, on the door frame.
Yeah. So we've been doing that in the classroom, and now my son, we did it the other day, and he just wants to go all around the room and starts above my head.
You're like, that's not the point.
Yeah, what's crazy is looking at my daughter's mark.
She getting tall.
She's almost as tall as me. She's like, I think she's like an inch or two shorter than me. A couple people that are coming on Saturday are probably going to be pretty shocked when they see her, because they haven't seen her since last summer, and she's probably grown like a good 3 or 4 inches since then.
Damn.
Her hair's cut off. She's all excited to meet Hex though.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she keeps asking me. She's like, "It is this Saturday. Hex is coming over. Do you think he'll want to see my artwork? Do you think he'll like my guitar?"
That's precious.
Yeah, she likes like artsy people, and I think she just wants more people to, she just likes it when people appreciate that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, dude. But I think I'm just gonna like make some like goodies and some snacks and shit. I'm gonna make this artichoke dip.
Oh God.
Artichoke dip.
Oh yeah.
Easy recipe for it. It's so good.
I'll make it. I love it. I love when it's like kind of. Oh yeah, it's just all greasy and delicious in the pan.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, like all the butter sitting on top.
Yeah. It's in the bread. It's just like, if you dip bread or whatever you dip in it, yeah, it's like, it soaks it up. It's so good. I love like buffalo chicken dip too, like where it's like buffalo.
If it's not too hot.
Yeah, not too spicy, just the flavor of it a little bit with like, oh God, I can eat that forever too. So good.
Yeah, I love like appetizers. Like when it's my birthday, I usually request appetizers. Like I like chicken quesadillas.
Daughter.
Which I don't know why I don't make chicken quesadillas at home. They're so easy.
It's the easiest fucking thing.
But I just insist on ordering them out. I'll even get the cheap ass Taco Bell chicken quesadillas. I would slap a bunch of salsa and sour cream on there. Pure heaven. I just stopped eating that shit though.
Yeah, well, gotta indulge. My whole thing is like people have like, I feel like people sometimes are just too strict with, and then it makes their body like crazy. And it's like, just fucking have it, and then you're not thinking about it, and then you're not causing other issues. With like cravings and stuff to some extent. I don't know.
Yeah, even when I was thin, I wasn't like a perfect eater. I was active. I worked out more, and even like like I would go eat a bunch of burgers and fries and onion rings and shit, and then I'd go hiking afterwards.
Right.
Or you go hiking before it, because like we have an area like just south from here, and you can do a lot of hiking out there. And then there's like a lot of those like small ice cream shops and small burger joints and shit. And there's this one place that has these really good Angus burgers, and the burgers are like they're real thick. So yeah, I would go hiking, and then I'd go and eat. So I didn't get all. But yeah, I was never like I'm not gonna eat that. And they're like, no, there's French fries, there's ranch, I'm there.
Exactly. What if you like when you do like regulate more where you're working out, where then you're just like you know when you're hungry, and then you eat when you're really hungry, and you can eat the like whatever the burgers and fries when you're real hungry, and then I don't know. I always feel people. I'm like I feel like my body just. I always naturally had the. I hate like the diet of it, but like the fasting, the intermittent fasting shit. Like I feel like I'm gonna have to blow my nose, but I feel like my body was always just kind of did it. It was like sometimes I'll eat and I'll fucking eat a lot of fucking food, you know, and then other times I'm like the other days I'm just like I'm not as hungry. I don't know.
Yeah, I ate a lot today.
Was it good? Was it good? Was it worth it?
Not really.
Whatever. Tomorrow's another day. Hold on. Sorry. Much better.
It just sucks when you go off because I can't see people in the chat, so I don't really know what to say. You gotta get a tablet.
True.
My laptop doesn't work.
This is a tablet that I do it from lately.
Yeah, so I was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll just get like a cheap tablet.
Yeah, just a cheap tablet that can hook. That doesn't even. It doesn't have to be like for or you can just put Wi-Fi. It doesn't have to be like a phone number or anything. And just do it.
I think. You know what?
I
think I do have a cheap tablet somewhere. I have a Chromebook that my kids broke. Hex actually put up a thing today about what do these kids do to this shit. It's like, dude, I don't know.
Could Hex fix your Chromebook? I wonder if you can.
I don't know, dude. That thing's like really sucks. Like, what happened was my daughter was getting because you can flip those like open, kind of, you know, hold it like a tablet,
right?
And she like busted like one of the wires, so it like kind of works. I'm not even sure where it is. And then I have another laptop somewhere in my house. And I was actually thinking about just because I think where Hex works, they just take old laptops and refurbish them or something.
I think they accept old like electronic stuff and refurbish it.
Like people in need. Because I don't need that one anymore. My new one, I think is cleaned up. I think there's just too much crap that was gone on it.
I know that's my daughter. They break so fast, or they start working bad so fast. I feel like laptops.
We need to take you back to Great Wolf Lodge. You're getting energy again. You see him? He's got his feet up.
Oh, love it.
He can't hear anything though, and it's so. I don't know if you heard before. He's like, I can't hear. See, I guess I don't need to like block your face on Twitter anymore. I think the one picture I put up of him and Adam doing something, I like blocked his face.
Hey,
I don't know why now.
That's all right on Twitter. I mean, yeah, they could come here and see it, or I guess it's on live on Twitter, but I don't know.
Well, the funny thing is like it's so easy to find people. Like it's so easy.
The people who are freaks and want to do it, yeah, they know how to do it so fast, anyways, and whatever.
Yeah.
What is funny do?
Yeah, like on Cat. Did you ever watch that show Catfish when it was on? Well, maybe it's still on.
No, but it's like they would like catch catfishers, right?
It's so easy to find people. Like I watched that show, I'm like, shit, you can find anybody. I didn't know, but yeah, like if you use your real face on Twitter, if your real face is on there, you can find that person and their whole family like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's like that's why like I got off of Facebook because I felt like it was just so easy to find people and like then find who's your relative and on Facebook so easy. Which they can find me on Twitter too, but it was like at least I'm not connected with family and stuff like because people are weird. People are just fucking weird,
They are really weird. Why I try and not go out too often.
Well, like I even see like guys will joke. I saw somebody joke on another post, and it was just like a weird joke. Someone was saying they were on a road trip and they stopped in this town, and they said the town, and they kind of said what type of food the restaurant had, right? And then some guy's like, "Oh, is it this restaurant?" And she's like, "No, it was this." And she said the name of the other one. He goes, I was just trying to scare you a little." And I'm like, "Why would you even fucking say that? Why do people?" I've had other people who will see like say it's someone. They'll make a big deal of it if someone had like some accidental private info showing or something, and they're like, "Oh, we can find." It's like, why would you even say that out loud? If you're really concerned, you would like go right to the person, right? But like, there's just people who say little weird things like that, and it's like, no, like there's still something that's a little off in your mind. Like I've never thought to do that, like go into someone's personal life and fuck it up. On the very first forum I was on internet was way anonymous, like way more anonymous than Twitter even is, basically. And like people would all like try to find people out and like go, and I'm like, why? This was like in the like 2000s, and it's like, why do you want to fuck with someone's real life? It's just so weird.
It is really weird, but a lot of people do want to do that.
It's like a power thing. Like I know it's like a power thing, but
yeah, like people get so weird. Okay, now you're not being like quiet. There you go.
She was like, hey, making noise on the way out.
Go get Daddy. Daddy's home.
Oh, woohoo!
I don't even know
Adam.
I actually don't think he's home. I just sat my kid on a wild goose. Now the dog's like, wait, what?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that is so like, and people that like lose their job over like stuff that they say on the internet, it's so weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, like thank God my husband's boss is like really cool because Adam has.
Does he say shit on Facebook, on his Facebook?
Not as much anymore, but he's gotten suspended off of Twitter a couple times. But like
it's a club, baby. We're all in that club.
But he says like violent shit, and I'm stop saying violent shit, and you won't get suspended. But yeah,
they can, that's like you said. I think if you respond to certain people, they look for you. They like scan certain posts, especially the really like Keith Olbermann, where they're really trying to like rile people up, the like Brooklyn. I'm like, I think they look at who, because I said something to people and like right away, I started getting this problem again today, and it was like, why is that? Because I don't normally respond to those people because I'm like, I know it's bait and I shouldn't, but I was like, fuck it, it wasn't something bad, but like, I don't know.
Like people like Keith Olbermann, like real serious talk. Do you think he's serious? Like I seriously think he has mental issues. Like I seriously don't think he's right in the head. Yeah. And I think a lot of people say that stuff in a joking manner. But like somebody like him, I legit, I don't think he's right in the head. Do you think he's right in the head?
No, something's wrong. Like obviously we all like I put some dumb shit on the internet, right? But like,
right.
And like, but I don't think I seem like that kind of crazy where people are probably like, does she like know? But he seems crazy and like, or old dementia or something like that, It's like, oh,
he gets so angry, like David Hogue, that kid. Like I think he's a dipshit.
Right.
But I think most kids are dipshit.
Yeah.
Like I was a dipshit. You know what I mean? Like, I was a dipshit kid. There's a lot to learn about life. But I can. His anger, David Hogue, like doesn't seem mentally unstable. He just seems like an emotional kid.
Dumbass. He says dumbass shit.
Where did you even come from? Like,
What?
Lord.
birth control.
That's true. It's everyone's birth control.
Oh my gosh.
Except we want Hex to have babies. I want Hex to have babies. Wouldn't they be so cute? Especially if you got
know.
with
He's gonna come over my house on Saturday and he's gonna leave. He's gonna be like,
fuck these kids. Well, he needs to have like a nice like girlfriend and they can have a nice romantic time and then they can have kids. You know, like it's all right to like scare you away from it for a minute.
yeah, my daughter, she's really good. My daughter's very well behaved. She's a preteen. She's a preteen girl. There's like that's all I can say. Like not bad.
She's like pretty artistic and like to herself a little bit. But she gets hyper, I'm sure. Like you get hyper at that age and you talk fast. You talk a lot.
I explain him as being a little feral. A little bit.
I mean, that seems like a pretty fair assessment without knowing him very well. That's because it takes one to know one. And you see what Hex said?
Yes, I see it. Well, you should. Women should make your life better.
Yeah, they should be a blessing, hopefully. But
like,
you know it.
If you have like more of a, if you have more of like the trad type life, and you're cooking and you're cleaning,
right? He doesn't have to think about that shit because he thinks about work and shit during the day, and you're like, I can think about I fucking cook and clean. That ain't no fucking problem. I'll do that while you go do the hard shit. But obviously with kids is hard too, but just in a different way. At least it's yours. At least you make the schedule, kind of, or like you know, you can tell them what to fucking do.
You're such a weirdo. You know what he's doing to me?
What?
He keeps lowering my chair.
Oh, the little lever.
I need a new chair. I want
a new one at home too.
I told my husband I want like a big boss chair.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a teacher. I'm the principal.
You need a new chair. Everyone should, if you want to donate money for Alice, since I don't have super chats, you can cash app for us, mommy, and we'll buy Alice a new bomb ass chair. Donations accepted. I doubt I'll ever get super chats, but whatever.
The super chat is where you can give people money when they do the live stream.
Yeah, and then they can it goes through on the live stream, and it's like stripper tips, and I'm like, oh, look, I can work for some stripper tips. I'm good at that. He kind of almost accidentally gave Timcast a bunch of money. I was listening the one day, I was like, dude, no. You're like, stop. Yeah, it's probably pretty easy because you can like pay for shit with like a fingerprint and shit. Like
and if your like account money is attached to the phone, then they can do all that. But I've given some money on those before, but not much.
Yeah, I give Tactical money a lot just for the hell of it. He says,
maybe I'll give Tactical some money next time.
I'm gonna give him $5. It's fine when like he tells other because he's got dudes watching him giving him money, and I was like, shit, man. I know I have dudes watching me who'll give me money. So I'm like, I need to get the super chat shit, and I can split it. But
I'm gonna give Tactical some money for his liquor.
Yeah, for his Mountain Dew and his vodka.
I know. Pain in the butt. What time is it? Okay, funny story. Yeah, story time. So my husband texted me. He was like, I'm going to be late today. And I was like, oh, I was like, you're going to be home at like 8, 9 o'clock again. He was like, no, not that late. 8:30.
Oh, damn it. Hopefully it'll come in any minute now. We should, in case he checks his sweater, we should be like, Adam, go home. Go home, Adam. Oh, it's all good. Especially when they're working. It's like, you can't.
Well, he went to the doctor and then he had to go to Walmart. And when he was going, which I hate. I fucking hate Walmart. I hate Walmart.
Yeah, so he can go and you don't have to go, right? Like, it's cool.
But yeah, we started shopping at Walmart more because all the fucking food and groceries and shit.
Yeah, the groceries are cheaper.
Yeah, like Aldi's, everything went up.
At Aldi's?
Yeah.
Like I don't have Aldi's. We don't have Aldi's out here, and I wish we did so bad, but we don't.
Yeah, and when we moved to out here, we got like really nice Aldi's by us, and I was so excited because Aldi's by us wasn't that good. So I was excited. So I had this cute little Aldi's to shop at, and they had good fruit and good vegetables, and now my vegetables suck, and they cost more, and I'm pissed. Yeah, I'm pissed. And shit sold out half the time when I go there. There's like no fucking chicken. So one day Adam went there.
Oh, they're out?
Yeah. And then one day he went there and it was like a late night and it was one of the first nights we got back from vacation. So I didn't have a lot of food because I just kind of, I had like I had a lot of stuff to like, but I was like missing, like I need this meat or I need this ingredient, whatever.
Yeah.
So I sent him to Aldi's to get a few things and he called me and he just shows me the refrigerator and freezer section. It's all closed. Everything's fucking closed.
It's like the section was closed or the store was closed?
The whole set, like they were having an issue with the freezers, whatever.
Oh, that happened on I get it. Yeah, I get that shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, God damn it. So then I should go ask Scarlett. So I'm like, man, like I'm starving. He's starving. The kids are starving, and it's going on like almost 9 o'clock. And I'm like, I have these Burger King coupons that we got in the mail. I'm like, just come and get one of these and fucking go get it. Because it was like 3 Whoppers and 3 cheeseburgers and 3 French fries for $12.99. That's not bad, you know?
Yeah.
So he goes to our Burger King and it's fucking closed.
Ah!
Yeah, they close at 5 o'clock now.
5 p.m.?
Yeah, because they don't have enough people.
Oh, yeah, worker shortages. Yeah. The fuck?
Yeah, and people were complaining about them closing early, and I'm like, well, if it's under the same ownership that it was when I worked there, it's because they suck and they don't pay their good workers shit. Which is exactly why I walked the fuck out of that place. So,
look at First Shot says his Aldi has freezer issues, and we go, my grocery store did that too, and they're like, our power went out. We had to take all the refrigerated stuff out and put it into trucks, and they were slowly putting it back out the day we went. Now it was like probably a week and a half ago. What if this was a coordinated thing?
And his was out at his?
He's in Ohio. I wonder, did anyone else, to the 4 other people watching, did anybody else have that happen?
Has he noticed like pet food shortages in his area? Because we've had pet food shortages.
Yeah, you gotta stock up on that shit. Can't run out of that, or they'll fucking eat us. So we got to make sure we have fucking food for them.
Like, I hope it never gets so bad I have to eat dog food.
Yeah, I hope so too. Or a dog. Although my old dog, I was like, if I had to eat a dog, my old dog would be all right. Would you eat your dog? I mean, if you had to feed your children and they wouldn't ever find out, like.
Oh my God. Yeah, I would. You little butthead.
Another toy. Oh, he's in Columbus. Hey, Denizen.
I just drove through there. last week.
Oh, you had to go through it to get to the Great Wall that you went to.
Yeah, and we had to go through Cincinnati too. Or no, you don't go through Cincinnati, but it's by Cincinnati. But we were driving through, and Adam's like, "This is the same shit they've been working on since we started coming here." He's like, "We've been coming here for 6 years."
Yeah.
I was like, "But what about the road?"
And the taxes have only gone up, and there's only been more taxes. We found out one here. My friend Library Wolf on Twitter. She is working for a company where she kind of like learned a new bill had gotten passed out here in Colorado that none of us fucking knew of, but they put another tax on deliveries. They said, well, there's more deliveries on the road, so we have to put, and it's like a 27-cent per delivery tax that like the company would collect, and obviously it would go to the state. And they're like, well, it's for road usage. And it's like, okay, listen, first of all, there's more people delivering, and that actually, if you're gonna, obviously it might not work out perfectly, but technically that means you're keeping other people off the road by having a delivery person, one person come deliver a lot of stuff, right? Like that's the whole point. So it's like you have to pay extra money for roads when the delivery service is supposed to help keep the roads being less used, And then it's like, it's just another fucking tax anyways on roads, which we already have with our registration and our gas tax. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just, I'm just sick of it. And it's right now, it's only 27 cents, but it's like, that's 27 cents, It adds up.
They don't care. Like, I mean, I don't know if your parents did this, but my parents would do this. Like, old school, like, every penny adds up. Like, my parents would always say that to me. Every penny adds up, because I would be like, well, it's only 25 cents. And they're like, yeah, well, every penny adds up. Like, 2 more quarters and I can get, a box of pasta is probably the way my mom looked at it.
Yeah, they reused it so much. They reuse shit not to be like green or environmental. They reuse shit because that's how you fucking save money.
Yeah. I was so excited when I got my 21 Jump Street book covers at my parents' store. Well, my parents owned a business and we got free 21 Jump Street book covers. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited because I was like, I don't have to use the paper bags anymore. I was like, I look like one of them rich kids now.
I think we use paper bags anyway, just because it was easier. But then you can't even get paper bags anymore, barely. So
paper bags were kind of cool because you could draw all over your book.
It looks like leather.
Yeah. But yeah, I love my 21 Jump Street one. I love Johnny Depp from day one. Now I'm like, holy fuck, you have bad taste in women, bro.
You know what though? Like, dating an older man, I'm like, I get it. Like, I'm not saying I'm crazy like her, but they're a certain personality type. They'll put up with a fucking lot.
Well, you know what? He has made some really great films, and he has played some remarkable characters. From Edward Scissorhands to Benny when he played Benny and June. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, Edward Scissorhands.
That's a great movie, and like he played such eccentric characters, and he played them so well, and that's part of the reason why is because he's a little crazy.
Yeah. You were always being another person, and it's a crazy fucking person half the time.
Yeah, like I was listening to a thing, and this lawyer, like that wasn't part of the trial. They asked him, like, why do you think people believe Johnny Depp over Amber Heard? Excluding, the couple of or the recordings that you heard. Because there was a lot of hearsay in the trial. And he was like, honestly, because Johnny Depp kind of still presented himself as Johnny Depp. Like, yeah, I'm fucked up and I do crazy shit and but I'm not an abuser. Whereas Amber Heard came off and was just like, oh, I would never.
She was fucked.
Woman. Yeah.
Did you see her when she would always look at the jury and talk to them?
Oh my God.
Ah, it was so gross. I couldn't watch. I watched like a second of that and I was like, this fake ass bitch. This crazy ass fake bitch.
It was so hard.
Anybody who acts like that is crazy.
Yeah, but Johnny Depp was cracking me up. Like, he said, did you see the part where he was like, I gave Marilyn Manson pills once so he would stop talking so much?
Yeah, that was great.
just like, damn, somebody should give me one of those.
You know, you're like, I get it.
Yeah, he was so funny.
You're like,
And
I would have maybe do it. I would do it consensually. Calm me down. Oh Lord.
But yeah, I think he was just very realistic, and he was like, I'm a fucked up person. We were in a toxic relationship. I could be a toxic person, but I'm not an abuser. You know, I didn't beat her. You know, I mean, because there is a difference. There is a, you know, there's just some relationships that are very toxic.
Yeah, and they like kind of feed off each other sometimes for a while, and it'll eventually like come to blows sometimes. But like, yeah, because they were actually married too, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? She was just collecting all the Hollywood hotties. She was like fucking all the Hollywood hottie popular people. So I'm like, he should have known better too to not like legally attach himself to it, you know, and just being in a toxic relationship, whatever. Because she still would have me too'd him and all this bullshit. But like, that's the biggest thing. It's like this fucking lying bitch. She lied in front of everybody. And lied about donating the money. And I mean, she lied and she's still acting like she's the fuck. Like, this is a crazy bitch.
Yeah. She's such a victim. Yeah. And it's sad for women who truly have been.
Yes, which there's a lot. That's
seriously emotionally and physically abusive relationships. Because I think it's very rare. Like, I think you can be in just an emotionally abusive relationship without the physical being there. But I think it's very rare that you're in a physically abusive relationship that the emotional also isn't there.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of women that go through that. And I'm not saying that there's not men that go through that, because there is. But there's a different fear when it comes to women because men are stronger than them. You know, like they are. You know, like that's what I say to my husband. Like, I'm like, guys are like I was like, especially like tiny women like me, I was like, guys are like very big. And like,
no, men kill their women a lot more than women kill their men, and that's not a sexist thing. This is just a physical thing. Like, even like just the rate and the like testosterone rage issues, because there's even like young boys out here. A young dude, his girl broke up with them, and they were like 18 and 17. And he like killed her because he was so pissed about it. And it's like,
we just had that happen around here.
Yeah,
like I'm like, what the? Like that shit scares me. Like,
or the guy. Do you know who Christopher Watts is? Did you ever hear the story about Christopher Watts from Colorado? The one he killed his pregnant wife and then he killed his 2 kids. Well, I mean he's
yeah.
He put him in. He shoved him in an oil tank thing, and like it was like
they look like the perfect family and shit.
She sold the MLM, so there was thousands of videos of her. So like everyone was just pouring over her life because she had posted so much online about them. So like it became this whole like interactive fucking crime story to a lot of people on Facebook and stuff because it was so like interactive, and they're like, you know, there's people getting involved, and it didn't happen far from me actually. So he was cheating on a girl, and I used to meet a friend of mine at the bar where they used to go meet. Him and the cheating girl would go meet. So it's like, it's right there. Like it was crazy though. Like, and it's still like, I don't know. I mean, he obviously killed him and he shoved him in a fucking oil tank. Like, what the fuck, dude? And he was like semi kind of cute-ish. Obviously, he was a monster. You know, but like he's like he just looked like the normal, middle income, bluish collar dad. You know, like in good shape, young, good looking, and that was a crazy story, man. Ugh.
That shit scares me. But it's also why like people will be like, don't you, like with Adam and I are very open, you know, like how people like they should have their phones locked and shit like that. It's like, no, you shouldn't have your phone locked. Right. I don't have my phone locked. Why is your phone locked?
Yeah, you guys are on that. You're on that wavelength.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hide anything from him. And like, as sad as it might seem, like people will be like, well, why should you know where somebody is 24/7? And it's like, well, I bet you that.
Does you care about them?
I bet you the ones that end up dead wish they knew where the motherfuckers were. Like, I mean, in all honesty, like, I FaceTime with Adam so I can see, and I'm not doing it like to make sure he's at work, but I know he's at work.
And you like each other and you want to talk to each other and like your parents. So you like, this isn't like you don't have a lot of friends or free time where you're always hanging out with a bunch of people. So who else are you going to talk to? You're going to talk to your fucking like husband or wife. Like who else you talk to? That's what I talk
for real. Because I only have like 5 friends and you're one of them.
Yeah. And like we talk once a week, pretty, we'll talk on Facebook, but like, yeah, it's like, who else are you going to talk to? And obviously you and Adam are on the same wavelength and shit. So it's like, you have shit to talk about with each other. So you talk about it. Like, that's what you do.
Yeah. I told him, I was like, if I caught you cheating, I would be so pissed just because I'd be like, when did you have the time? Like, how did you find the fucking time? Like, both of us, like, we're always so busy. I can't believe you just did that, dog. Wait until you see what this dog has.
She keeps coming back with more shit. A whole weight she carried in there? The hell? What is it, 3 pounds or 2 pounds?
It's the 3 pounds. Like, give me that thing.
Oh my God.
You like it so much. Why do you? Ew.
Slobbering. Oh boy.
You're not being cute. You're not being a cute, pretty Savannah.
Isn't it crazy how just like active some of them are, man? Have you ever taken her swimming? I bet she'd like swimming.
We got like one of them little pools though for my son. I did that. We got like a 10-foot around. It's 2.5 feet deep. Though my husband has to put a fence around it because it's one of them like with the inflatable ring, and she'll eat it. But there's this lake in Hinckley that I keep thinking about maybe taking her to because she does like water and she does like swimming, kind of. I don't know. She's really fucking crazy.
That's crazy. It's some animals just have like so much energy, man. It's crazy.
Oh my God. Like
Not me. I have to do drugs to have energy, for Christ's sake. Like drink coffee
I
shit.
take her out back and like I have to get like a stack of her stuff together, like frisbee balls, whatever.
There's another kid. It's another kid in toy bag you gotta pack.
Yeah. Just so much to deal with. Like Saturday with everybody coming over, I will have to schedule an hour just to make sure that I play with her a bunch so she's kind of calm.
Right, just not as like crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and it's like only gonna be a few people, but she'll be like, oh my God, look at all these people, it's the best day of my life. She's like,
she's just excited. Dogs love parties too because then they know people are going to spill food. They're like, I'm gonna get some snacks because I'm gonna drop that food on the ground.
I know, that's why like I'm gonna make some chocolate chip cookies, but like sometimes I'll make like, one time we had a party and I made a bunch of stuff that had chocolate in it, and one of the kids left their place and she got it, and she got like, she was okay, but she got diarrhea so bad and she pooped all in her kennel. And that's what I woke up to the next morning. Like I was hungover, everything.
Gotta clean up. You're like, and it's shit.
The kids are like, because a couple of my friends' kids spent the night. They're like coming in the room. They're like, Miss Alice, the dog pooped, and I was like, no. Then I was like, oh wait, I have to take care of that. That's my job.
You're like, damn it. And then you're like hungover and you're like, I was hoping to lay here for at least a little longer. Yeah, I hate that shit, man.
Yeah, like, I mean, if like, as long as like it's just like a kind of like a tired hungover, like sometimes I'll get up in the middle of the night and I'll throw up a little bit, you know. But Like, I'll just wake up and I'll just feel kind of like ass, but I'm fine dealing with the kids. But yeah, like, I don't want to deal with poop.
No, that's like or throw up. That's not like if it didn't make it to the toilet. Yeah. No,
Oh,
thank you. I was just talking about that. I went out on Tuesday night. I was terrible. I was out till fucking 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Tuesday night, but with a friend who I haven't seen in forever. There, that's actually my really like she's probably one of my best friends out here. Her dad died like 3 weeks ago about. So it was the first time we kind of seen each other since then, and we hadn't partied in a while either. So we partied and we were talking about that. Like
when do
sometimes
bars close
what?
there? What time do bars close there?
Oh, like we went back to her house. We always go back to her house after a while. Like we were out for we went out early. We started like happy hour, and then I say we left about
Yeah.
we left at like 10. We left a little down. We went to another restaurant in this like downtown area, but then we left there at 10. And she lives right nearby, so then we went to her house. And I was like, I should go home. I should go home. And I should have went home at 10. Of course, I'm like earlier in the night. I'm like, I'll be home early. No, I'm not staying out late tonight. And then I'm like coming in the door at 5 a.m. basically. But I'm at her house. Like I'm just at her house hanging out for that, up until the late time. But it's like, yeah, sometimes you gotta make yourself throw up. Oh, and then her sister was there, and because her sister's in town because they had they didn't have a funeral, but they like had a gathering, and obviously she came back to town because her dad died and all that stuff. But they were like she was fighting. She was fighting. She's young, and so they're 17 years apart. That's how far apart they are. And they're like fighting the whole time. And I'm like, I'm just over here trying to have a good time. I thought it was going to end and die down, but it just kept fucking going. And then my friend's like, you come up. And because I'll interject like with not like pushy, I know you better. Because I know her, I know them. I know one friend really well. And then I know her sister fairly well. So I was like, her and another sister were fighting. And one of them didn't show up to the fucking like memorial thing because she was so pissed. But then I was finding out what she was pissed about. And I was like, you're crazy, bitch. Like, you're crazy. Like, obviously, like, I get this when your sisters and stuff. And I'm like, I haven't hung out with my friend in so long, and you're ruining my night arguing with her. Can you guys argue tomorrow? Like, I'm not here. But it was fine. Like, I stayed up, and we did tequila shots till 3:30-ish. And then I sobered up and came home.
Damn, I wish you were with me the night we had my dad's funeral. Because I was a complete psychopath. It was bad.
Oh no. Well, you had shit going on, right? With just siblings doing weird shit, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah.
Fucking
it's
life.
Definitely. So like in my family, like when somebody dies, you have like a big party afterwards. A lot of the time. So my sister was having a party, and I told my husband, I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to go." He was like, "No, we have to go." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to go. I want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go." And then I went. And I got super, super duper drunk, and I ended up losing my shit. And my husband's like, "From now on, when you say I don't want to go, I'll listen to you." Because it was bad. Like it was
lesson learned.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. Like even though like I think both of my sisters have done like a lot of shitty things and stuff, like that was just uncalled for. And like I knew that if I got drunk, that all those feelings and all that shit was gonna kind of rise to the surface. And I should have just gone home and been with my closest friends. That's what I should have done, is just come home and drink with them, because that's the kind of surroundings that I like. Like I like that like chill type deal. But yeah, it's probably one of the worst things I've ever done in my life. And I've done a lot of shitty stuff, but that
was number one.
That was up there. Oh man, I just felt like so terrible for getting so drunk in front of my kids and for screaming like that and like just losing it like that. But I guess
it was emotional times. Your dad just died.
Yeah, it was, and I was like part of this caretakers page, and at the time they were the only people that I said anything to about it, and I told them what happened, And they were, oh my God, they were so nice. They all started telling me like these stories of horrible things that they did. And they're like, you're going to get through it just like we got through it. And I'll never forget this one lady was like, listen, she's like, at least you were like 3 sheets to the wind and don't really remember anything. She was like, I was still pretty sober at my sister's wedding when my cousin that I can't stand started talking shit. She's like, I dragged that bitch across this dance floor. I could still see the look on my mother's face. And it was so funny because I thought it was so sweet that they were like, we all do horrible, shitty things in emotional moments, whether we're drunk, we're not drunk. You know what I mean? And it was just, listen, this is not
well, when you're a caretaker too, you can't let that out like a lot, like because you're taking care of someone, you don't want that to come out on them, and like you probably hold that shit in forever.
My family never looked at me as a caretaker, so as weird as that is, like my sister would say, well, I was more of a caretaker. It's like you never lived with him,
right?
You never lived with him. Like she would sit there and complain because when she was in her 20s, she would be like, oh my God, I would have, and I'm not even lying when this is kind of how she talked. She would be like, I had to get up in the morning at 7 o'clock and open mom and dad's store. And then I would have to come back and get dad up at noon and take him to the store. And I'm like, how did you survive? How did you ever do it? I mean, how did you, a 25-year-old woman,
open a store
with your mother's help and go back and wake your father up? Like, how did you do it? She was out before my dad was in a wheelchair. Like I was 17 and I would go out and party with my friends and then I would come home and like empty urine bottles and shit like that. But I never really talked about it. I never really talked about it in front of my friends. And then one day this kid came to my house and he's like, I don't know how else to say this to you, but I feel kind of bad for the way I like treated you. And I was like, huh? Like, that was fucked up, And I'm like, huh? You treated me a certain way, like I didn't even notice. And he was like, well, I just always thought you were like really weird and like when I hang out with you. He's like, but now I see like what you're dealing with at home. And he was like, and it's like, I get it, like you come home and like you have a lot of shit to deal with. Yeah, like I mean, I think all kids have different shit to go through, but I think it like I have to this day, I've never met somebody who was my age that went through the stuff that I went through. Like I don't know anybody who had to come home and empty urine bottles. I don't know anybody who had to like deal with their parents like shitting their pants. Like
yeah, they didn't have to clean that up from their parents.
Yeah, like, and I mean, granted, it's like I didn't have to do that stuff till I was older, but yeah, like I mean. Yeah, like there was nobody like going through what I went through. Like my friends whose parents were getting divorced, like, they'd have a bunch of other kids to talk to, like, yeah, my parents are getting divorced and blah blah blah. And like it's sad. This is sad, but like even my friends who were abused by their parents, they could easily find somebody who is also abused by their parents, which is really fucked up.
That
like,
is fucked up.
Like that should be as rare. Well, it just shouldn't be at all. I said that wrong. But
I know
like,
what you meant.
You know what I mean? Like what I went through is very rare, but the fact that it's more common for kids to be beat and abused by their parents, then yeah, like that's just wild to me. But yeah, and when I joined the caretakers page, I was the youngest person on there, and the only person that was my age was taking care of a grandma.
Right. No, that's not normal. The normal for that to happen so young. Basically.
Yeah. And my family like definitely like treated me differently after my dad got sick, and everybody was kind of weird towards me sometimes, like in a good way.
Right.
In a good, like, well intentioned. Everything was well intentioned,
Right.
But yeah, they probably should have been worried about their own kids and less worried about me, though.
Yeah, probably.
I had good parents, so despite
Oh,
everything I went through.
first shot's asking if they're older. Your parents were normal. They were a little older for you, but your dad was sick and then your mom just died suddenly.
Yeah, my mom was 74 when she died, and my dad was 78 when he died. So
And
my
he
mom,
had MS the whole time.
yeah, and my dad, my mom had me when she was, I think she was like 37 or 38. My dad was 40 when he had me.
Yeah.
Which it makes me
older.
kind of sad because I know people that are like older and they're like, well, I don't have kids because I don't want to be old with kids. And I'm like,
Some of us had older parents, and it's different. Maybe you get sick or you have less energy or whatever, but like it works.
I mean, I appreciate the wisdom that they gave to me. You know, like I was a real crazy, like fucked up kid and shit. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's something that out of 5 kids, I'm the one with the healthiest marriage. I definitely went like through a lot of stupid shit, but I also think my siblings are the type to like. There's a lot of people who don't like to get their feet wet. You know what I mean? They don't really like try to experience life because shit gets fucked up and you never know what's gonna happen. And I was kind of the person that's like, well, I'm gonna just fuck shit up.
Just go full speed ahead and whatever.
I wanted to experience life and I wanted to do stuff. And I looked at my dad and I was like, man, like he was 50 and he was just like suddenly sick, you know?
Yeah.
And everything in their life changed. So I was like, well, I want to enjoy my life. And I want to go and do stuff and do things. And, you know, so I went to concerts and I traveled the country. I never really was career driven or anything like that. Yeah, I kind of figured one of two things would happen. Like, you know, maybe I would meet somebody, but we wouldn't like have kids or anything like that, and we would both just work and just travel and do stuff we enjoyed. Or I was gonna find a dude with a decent job, and we'd get a little house and raise some babies, and that'd be that.
And that's
And
what
they think I'm
happened.
terrible for that. Like they think I'm terrible for that. They're like, well, you're depending on a man. And it's like, not like I was always willing to work for myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was always willing to work for myself. Like I said, like one of two things, you know, and maybe I ended up alone. But I was still gonna work.
Yeah, you went the way you wanted to go when you went. Like at least you were doing what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I didn't want to like I wanted to be married, but I didn't want to be one of those people that ended up in a miserable marriage.
Right.
Like, I cannot imagine like being uncomfortable around your spouse. Like I can't. Like sometimes Adam will make me like, "Ooh, is he mad?" Like, "Oh,
we all get moody. We all get moody once in a while.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to upset him. I don't want to make him mad. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Like some people think that's bad. That was the weirdest thing.
Was that the dog?
I thought it was, but then it kind of looked like that door was moving. So there was no behind it. That was kind of creepy.
Uh-oh, we just had a ghost experience. I heard it. So I heard whatever you were saying.
Like, and at first I thought it was like dog, but she was just standing there looking. So then I figured my son was on the other, like maybe he was like doing this to the other side of the door. And then like, no, he's like, I can see him right here. He's just in the living room with his feet up.
Oh, first one shot just asked if you have your gun handy.
No, I actually do not touch our gun.
Don't say that. Yes, she does. She touches it all the time and she's ready for any member. He also said he's 42 and he couldn't imagine having another kid right now. I don't know how many do you have for a shot? And they said a couple is supposed to be a team. Yeah, that's the truth, ain't it?
My husband's favorite thing is teamwork makes the dream work. That's his favorite thing.
That's the truth. It's 9:00 and he's still not home. Right? He's home. Is he home?
No, he's not.
Damn.
And that's so funny because I was like, it's not going to be 8 or 9 again because I hate it when he gets
No.
home. Oh, yeah. Adam will be armed. And we got the potato gun.
Yeah. Well, First Shot has 2 girls. You poor thing. 2 girls.
I'm so sorry. I will pray for you.
The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I don't even know how to do that.
My mom used to do that every time she saw an ambulance.
Aw.
Or if she drove past a funeral procession. I was like, that's so cute, Mom.
There's more shit moving on its own.
Are you kidding me right now, Adam? You asshole! Oh my god!
What did he do?
Oh my god! He just climbed up on the side here and was tapping on the window. He's out there fucking. You're an asshole.
Did he hear you say about the ghost? Maybe he moved the door then.
Oh my god! Was it you? Is he? I think he's watching us.
Probably.
Dick. And now the dog's like, "Where's my daddy?" Yeah, that dog is supposed to be my dog. Oh my god, did you see the video of that guy that he stops and there's like a little kitten and then all these other kittens come running out? Yeah.
On Twitter?
Yeah. I retweeted it today.
Oh,
that shit never happens to me.
Right. No, I've never has a fucking kitten. I've lived near open space in it. I did find one cat one time, but my dad wouldn't let me keep him. And people would dump their animals out here a lot. So I think someone dumped them or something. Oh. But I took him in and he was my cat for a while outside. He was even outside. He wasn't inside. My dad's like, you have to get rid of him. So I was like, all right, whatever. And I got him fixed and then I gave him to like a buddy. So he was really nice. So I'm sure he got adopted out. But like, yeah, there's never fucking kittens running all up to me. What the fuck? Some people have like feral colonies making kittens all the fucking time in their backyard. I don't fucking have that shit.
Stop. Like I'm gonna have to go to a rescue.
Bring one home. What are you gonna do? You know? We got to get our kitten somehow. But you can also, my thing is like one time I want to get a kitten if I needed to go adopt one. But I was like, I found it in the backyard. Oh my God. You know, I'll just tell you if I can lie about it. Like,
she's already fixed it, everything.
Or I'll let like someone drop one off at the front door or something like that.
I was coming. So yes, what's up?
Hi, Adam. Oh, hey, Adam.
So I was coming down the street about 5 minutes from my house, and I was watching and I heard I don't know, whatever she said about a ghost. So I started laughing. I was like, oh, this is good. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. So then as I was creeping around the corner of the garage, the window, is when you guys were talking about how she's like, oh, I don't touch the gun. You're like, oh, yes, she does. Don't say that. Yes, she does. Yes. So I'm like, I'm just thinking, this is too perfect. This is like divine intervention. I'm not even that guy.
Good thinking.
But then I climbed up I got the milk crates out there, which is fine. Get rid of so nobody else can like decide to find it.
The operational security is not good.
Wait. So that's why I heard.
So yeah, then I got up on the window and I'm like, oh man, the screen's on there. How do I knock on the glass? So I'm like trying to pull the screen off without breaking it because I don't want nothing else that I have to fix. So I just tapped the good thing. It's about the only time aluminum siding came in handy.
Hex said, hey, Adam.
What's up, Hex? Saturday, buddy. Hang on, watch this.
Oh boy. Oh my God.
I'm watching the kitty thing. Oh my God, there's so many kitties.
See all of them coming out. Oh, he's got something to show Hex.
How are they so friendly? Oh, that's for Saturday, baby, Hex. You guys got to eat it, drink it all up.
Just one bottle.
Just one.
All right, have fun, girls. Come on, Savannah. Come on, Scar. Should I lock the door?
Did you get smoke? Where are they?
You're like, hello, I asked for cigarettes.
With everything else. because I scared the shit out of you and decided just.
You just scared the shit out of me. That was your goal when you got home.
Well, my back feels better. They gave me a shot. I don't know what it was, but I wish I had one for the morning.
Oh, that's good that the shot worked.
6 hours.
No, will you put them in the breezeway?
Yep.
Well, it sounds like it wasn't a COVID shot then. Because you said me feels better.
Hex, if you're watching, Daniel says he'll come on Sunday, by the way. He just confirmed. FYI. Daniel's a Blue Star Union, but he's in New Jersey.
I'd come on Sunday, but I plan on being hungover.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Hex might be hungover too.
Yeah. No, Hex is like, he seems responsible.
That's true. That's
Which
true.
is crazy. Like I should be the responsible one for my mother. But you know what? Like I was talking to my best friend because we're talking about like some of these women that so like judge moms like me, you know, because I'll have my time where I'm drinking or whatever. And when we have parties, I kind of do tend to look more to Adam to like take care of the kids because Adam can handle more drinks than I can. You know, like I have a few drinks and I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
You know, but it's like I 24/7 with the kids pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I need my breaks and that's
He
like
likes
mom
you having fun too. He wants you to have
Yeah.
fun.
like this like one like new mom that we know, like the baby daddy got all mad because she had a couple glasses of wine. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, is it too much for you to take care of your child for a couple hours so that mom can have a little break?
Yeah, so mom can just
Yeah,
loosen
like-
up a little bit.
You know, like what is wrong with that? You know, it's
It's
I
silly.
think it's easier to be a dad than it is mom because dads are so much more relaxed about shit than moms are.
They are.
Like when my son busted his head open and it was bleeding, I freaked out. I called my husband. I was like, oh my God, there's blood. Like I've handled broken bones. I've handled other shit, but there was blood and I just panicked and I wouldn't drink for like a couple weeks because I was all panicked. I was like, what if that happens and I'm drinking? He was like, holy shit, you cannot live like that. Because men just don't think, they're just like, you have to live life. I think men are much more better at like, you need to live life and enjoy life and you can't live every moment, you know?
Right.
Like, there was times when we first had my daughter where my husband was like, oh my God, would you just have a drink and chill the fuck out? Shut the fuck up. So panicked about every little thing. I took my daughter out in 65-degree weather in like a snowsuit.
Mommy, you need talking.
It's in the drawer. Yeah. I have to go into
I may.
I'm gonna
What?
send them. I'm gonna send my kids. Let
No,
them
that's
run
cool.
around in the forest for like 5 days.
Oh yeah, we could tire them the hell out too. Like that's
Yeah,
pretty
and then
cool.
just send them back. They'll be fine.
There's a bunch
Actually,
of trails everywhere here too.
Scarlett would probably like Grayson would just run around, and Scarlett would probably just love taking walks.
Yeah.
She would probably like want to put headphones on and listen to music and take walks.
Aww.
That would be like her thing.
There's all sorts of like cool open spaces around here too. I'm sure there's like, I mean, it's all different too. Even within like a 5-minute drive of this house, there's at least 4 different open spaces they're all completely different. Like the geography of them is all completely different. You know, it's like one's a mountain, one's a plain, like it's so crazy around here. The geography is just so interesting to like look at and stuff. So
is what is behind you? Is that a fireplace?
Yeah, there's a fireplace behind me, and it's like it's see-through to the kitchen too. You can't really see through. It's reflecting right now, but yeah, there's a little fireplace there. We made it gas. It used to be just wood, but we converted it to gas, and it's nice because then there's like the kitchen table is kind of on the other side, and so like it's nice to sit by it and shit. We used to have fires growing up in it. There's like all sorts of people who built this house. I mean, it's basically in the mountains, so they put in a bunch of fucking fireplaces and shit. So.
I always wanted to get like a wood burning stove because my
Yeah.
aunt and uncle had one of those. It was so nice and toasty and warm. I was like, we should put one of those in our basement. And
They're like so nice.
my husband's always like, yeah, like let me just add that to the list.
Just add it to the fucking tab. Good Lord.
There's like so much shit that has to be done. It's like scary. Yeah. Oh, I told Hex, I'm actually excited for you to see my kids' classroom. I was like, usually I'm nervous to show people my kids because everybody always wants to see the kids' classroom. They just
Right.
do. They want this, they want to see it, and But then like some people come in here and they don't really care for some of the stuff that I have hanging up. I was like, but I'm so excited to have Hex because I know he's not gonna like judge me for the
Right.
shit.
He's gonna think it's all cool.
Yeah, like, and I don't have anything that crazy in here. It's really, really not. It's stuff that people should find totally normal. It's completely historical. Yeah, I mean, well, I do have this meme thing that I put up different memes all the time, and sometimes those get a little offensive.
That's all right.
Like, mostly by my Republican friends. They get a little, because I'm not like the back the blue type. And like, there's Republicans that I like, but overall, I think that they just let Democrats run amok. Like I would vote for Rand Paul. Would you vote for Rand Paul?
I mean, if that was an option.
I don't think it's going to be, but
right, possibly.
Or what? Thomas Macy or
Massey. I like him.
I would
seems
vote
down to earth. I would vote for him for sure.
Yeah. What about DeSantis? Like, what do you like? Not if you would vote for him, but like, just what do you think?
I think the way they've been like touting him just makes me suspicious right away. Just like, I don't trust Trump,
like,
and if he's involved,
yeah,
like, come on. And I understand they want to. The whole thing about politics is you get in at one level and you just want to keep working your way up, and I'm like, I don't really like that. I want people who want to get involved locally, and you know what? If they fix shit, they fix shit. If not, they're not. And their whole goal isn't to fucking just keep moving up. Because that's when you say these political things, and you say this bullshit comments that make no sense about nothing. They're lies, half of it. And I'm like, prove you're fucking doing a good job and stop with the fucking bullshit. And they're like, oh, I'm this, that. And I'm like, and we're all just like so used to all the propaganda on TV and shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, I
always, what's crazy is one of the people that like got me more like started kind of pushing me more towards like radical. I guess you could call it radicalization.
Domestic extremists.
Well, I wouldn't even say I was radicalized until like this past year. Like before that, I guess a lot of people would look at me as radicalized, but I think I just it was like I was like right at the cliff and I just got pushed over.
They pushed it.
But yeah, I really liked Adam Kokesh, and now I'm like,
I think he's still a good person. He still has I've met him in person.
He's going through some shit. I really do.
Yeah,
I think
that you saw that interview, right, where he was on Clint's show. And
yeah,
I'm like,
I cleaned my whole living room and mopped my floors to that.
It's like we kind of all know someone who's like that, right? Like who's just there. It's not like anything against him personally. It just seemed like something was going on,
Yeah.
Like, and I don't judge him for his girlfriend. I'm still friends with her on Twitter. I did block him when he was just saying mean things about looks because that's just rude, So,
well, that's low blow. We don't.
Yeah. Just chill out. Are you gonna pee? Are we peeing right now?
No, but wouldn't that be funny? Like, wouldn't you die if I totally did that? I used to tell my mom, I'm like, that's why they made cordless phones, Mom. So you can see it. She's like, that is not true. Like, it totally is.
It's true.
I have to come outside to Smoky.
Oh, yeah, you got your cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't. Like, I can't do that in the house. Like, I know some people do, they'll like sneak. But I painted my house, so I don't want it to smell.
Oh, no. Smoking out. Yeah. I haven't smoked pot inside, and I've been potted the whole time for fucking 12 years because you just don't need to. You know, you just don't need to. You don't need to. I can go fucking outside. What?
You don't smoke pot inside?
No, I'll smoke my like vape pens and stuff, but I've never smoked the pot inside because he doesn't like it. He doesn't mind if I do it, but he doesn't like smoking shit. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need to smoke it inside. Like pot smell does kind of go away after a while, but it is still like I don't need to do it inside. It's fine. Like I can do it outside.
Yeah, I smoke inside.
Well, I mean, I would if it was like his thing, but it's not. So I'm like, I get it. It's fine.
I like when I get my cramps really bad, I like to especially take a hot bath and then smoke a little before bedtime. I mean, I smoke a little before bedtime. I have a really hard time sleeping. If anybody can imagine that. Now I'm gonna be all loopy because I smoked a cigarette. What night I texted you the one night, I was like, oh my God, I found cigarettes and I smoked them.
You sent a lot of good texts that night. I think it was great.
I was sucking out those days like there was no tomorrow that day. But
go ahead.
I just said everybody was drinking them. Who said what? He said I can't see the chat.
Yeah, I know. No, first I was just saying how he used to like Trump and he was considered him a conservative libertarian, but often vote Republican. That's why right now we just need to focus on all our local races because that's where we take over is the local races because half the time there's not even people running unopposed. We can just start getting people with these values in. Then because it does suck when you on the federal level, the votes like are split. No matter, it's like hard on the federal level, but on the local level, if we just keep that's my last. I don't believe in politics. I fucking hate politics. I'm an anarchist. I wish it was all fucking gone, right? But I'm like, we can try it this way, and it's local, and then you're at least doing something for yourself, and you're helping your community if you can, So,
you know what I did say when I was drunk? That I meant everything I said. Like that dude I called a retard. I meant that. From the bottom of my heart. I meant that. And the people I said we should punch in their face until they can't talk. I meant that.
I believed it. I believed every word you said that, my girlfriend.
But no, I mean, I think Hex and I could totally do something because I think there's a lot of people, especially in the Cleveland area, that aren't really Democrats.
Right.
They're not.
And they may not even be libertarians. They may not be whatever, but they just need someone to hang around who are just like normal fucking people, right? Like that's my whole thing. Like the whole group I built out here, not everybody's part in the libertarian. We all kind of are on Liberty Twitter together, but like, you just need to build these communities where you're like-minded to some extent. And it's about,
I didn't say you could smoke a cigarette too.
Who? Adam? Is it Adam?
Yeah, it's not here smoking cigarettes for being bad. I've been really, really good though. I smoked that one cigarette before.
Yeah, you don't have to justify it to me. I mean,
when you smoke all the time, it's like trying to breathe.
Yeah.
Not good. And I want to walk up the hill so I can get my twist cone.
That's true.
Fuck them kids. I ain't give them shit. Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
I did. I remember every episode, but I did watch a lot of them back in the day.
Do you see the one where George pushes all the kids out of the way to get out for the fire?
Yes.
That would be me. But for the ice cream.
Oh, love it.
Are you talking about when he ate the thing out of the garbage?
No.
Okay.
When he was trying to get out of the house or the building with the kids, he's like
pushing them out.
Heisman trophies, closing them motherfuckers out the way. I think he hip checked an old lady or something.
Oh, here's something that really annoys me that I notice with people on like Facebook. So in Cleveland, so we used to have the Indians and now it's the Guardians, which is the gayest name. Like, but let's be honest, I wasn't gonna like anything. So these people keep posting like, I went to the Guardians game and I wore my tribe gear. It's like you're not making a difference because you're giving them all your money.
It's bullshit. That's
yeah,
so dumb.
I won't go. I won't go. And it hurts me because I wanted to take my kid to a baseball game. So I'll just take him to like a My husband's like, eventually you will get over it. No, I won't. I have principles.
She's sticking to him.
Yeah, you can. We could take our kids to like a AAA game.
Which is still a Guardian team.
No, because if you go to
Every
Akron,
trip is a Guardian club.
well, fuck you, Adam. You're ruining all my fun.
Giving you a golden shower in your Cheerios.
It's a golden shower stream. It's deserved by Timbers.
I'll scissor your fucking zippers.
Did you hear him?
I heard that. It was just about your timbers. He can't scissor. He's not a girl.
Yeah. He's feeling all good because he's got that shot in his back.
It was I don't know, Toradol or something.
Oh, something dull sounds good.
Oh my God! Did they?
Oh, it's hilarious. She's like, do you want to change? Do you want to change? I'm just opened up my trousers and turn around, pull my shirt up, pull my boxers down, and do what you're gonna do. And I was pissed because it's like they don't listen. They don't listen to you.
They never listen to you. You need to
It's like, you dumbasses. I'm at a doctor's office because of pain. Something is wrong. Like I don't just go to doctors.
Yeah.
If I learned anything from my dad being sick, it's like a doctor that listens, that you can tell is taking the time to listen to you. That's the best doctor you can have.
Most doctors
That's
are
true.
made up on what they're gonna do when they walk in the door.
No, they're all. I fucking can't stand them. I'm not trying to cut this short. I need to go fucking eat something. Do you think you might be up for a while? If not, I'll hit you up on Twitter. Maybe we can keep going a little later. But I gotta eat something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's like dinner time for you. But that is because my kids are going to bed.
I was gonna eat my tuna ahead of time, but now I gotta figure something else out. So
You know, I keep like, because I'm all fucking.
you're good. Cute. Smoke a cigarette for me a little bit later if you smoke another one.
Oh, probably definitely smoke another one.
All right.
And I'll probably smoke them on Saturday too. We have to call you on Saturday.
Oh yeah, you guys should or like we'll figure something out. I don't have. Do you have Android? I'm an Android, so.
I'm totally an Android. I love Android.
Okay, then we can video call. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not an iPhone girl.
Me either.
I'm better than that.
All right. I love you, Alice.
Love you too, honey.
Have a good rest of your night. Bye, Adam. You too. Bye.
Bye.